Last night on Flash, Barry got his powers back, Girder came back from the dead, and Joe tried to see if Wally was a speedster. Oh yeah, and Jesse might be one. Plus, Zoom has apparently recruited every meta from this and his Earth. First up, Kevin Smith. Just because you're directing something doesn't mean Jason Mewes has to be in it. Yes, his scene was funny, but come on. I really like when the show gets just a bit meta about how confusing the show can be sometimes. It's not that hard to follow if you've been watching the show from the beginning, but if you are coming in late, boy can it get confusing. Half of this episode was dedicated to finding Barry and saving Jesse, and the other half was Barry in the Speed Force limbo, as I am going to call it from here on out. Apparently Star Labs has a more. Why did this actually surprise me when I found it out? Don Wells was evil. Why wouldn't he want to keep around the dead bodies of other metas? Joe dropping the mug was by far the funniest thing that has happened on this show this season. And maybe last season. I actually almost missed the next bit between Iris and Tony because I was laughing so hard. Guess I'm gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way. Drop. And Wally and Iris just stare, incredulous at what their father just did. I still laugh every time I think of that scene, even right now. Funniest thing ever. Referencing iZombie like that was classic, and it makes me wonder if that line was written when the writer still thought that iZombie would be following the Flash and not, over for the season. And if you don't get the reference, first of all, shame on you for not watching iZombie. It's a really fun show. But Greg Finley, who played Girder, also played a zombie on iZombie. And then there was the Speed Force. That place is trippy. And apparently they wanted to play therapist. I guess Barry never really got over his mother's death. Not that it had been mentioned on the show before. With all the times we bring up Nora on the show, were they just waiting for this moment to bring up the fact that Barry had never visited his mother's grave? This may have actually been the hardest thing to swallow this episode, just simply because they'd never mentioned it before. Although I do wonder if the Speed Force actually brought his mother to talk to him, simply because before, when they were Joe and Iris and his dad, they referred to themselves as we, but she referred to herself as I. Could be a slip, but it's worth noting. Also, kudos to whoever was responsible for making Limbo look the way it looked. Yes, the otherworldly look is not exactly new on this show, and they usually do a really good job of it, but last night was excellent. Did the Speed Force give Barry a new suit? Because that was nice of them, given what happened to his last one. Barry did find his way back at just the right time. Funny how that worked out, which led to some of the best Cisco moments of the season. In fact, the whole episode really did feel like a classic Flash episode with the balance of the funny and the serious. I guess the biggest question of the night involves Jessie. She spent the better part of the episode in a Barry coma, only to be woken up by Barry's electricity. Coincidence? Maybe, but as I mentioned last week, nothing on this show is coincidence. No matter what, the final 2 episodes look like they are going to be intense. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.